Here is something almost nobody believes about themselves. The way you pay changes how much you spend. In one famous study, people were willing to pay up to twice as much for the exact same item simply because they used a card instead of cash. Not a sale, not a better product. Same thing, double the price they'd happily hand over. And it has nothing to do with willpower. Let me show you the quiet mechanism doing this to you every single day. Scientists have a name for what's happening here, the pain of paying. When you hand over cash, your brain treats it almost like physical pain. The very same regions that react to a small jolt of discomfort light up as the money leaves your hand. And that sting is useful. It's a built-in brake. It makes you pause and quietly ask, is this really worth it? Cash makes spending hurt just enough to keep you honest. So why does a card change everything? It comes down to one word, decoupling. With cash, two things happen in the same instant. You get the thing and you feel the loss. They're coupled together. A card pulls those two moments apart. You get the thing now, and the pain is delayed to a statement you'll skim weeks later, buried in a long list of purchases you've already forgotten. Tap to pay, and the cost barely registers at all. The brake never engages, so you spend more and you feel less. And here is where it was actually proven. Researchers ran an auction for tickets to a sold-out game. Half the bidders could only pay with cash, half only with a card. Same tickets, same room, same crowd. The card bidders offered as much as twice what the cash bidders did, and afterward, most of them couldn't even remember how much they'd spent. The card hadn't given them any more money, it had simply switched off the part of them that felt the price. Now make it personal. Say cards nudge your everyday spending just 15% higher than cash would, a deliberately conservative number. On $3,000 of spending a month, that's $450 quietly slipping away. Over a year, more than $5,000. You never see it leave because it never hurt on the way out. It isn't one big mistake you could catch. It's 1,000 tiny, painless taps you'll never remember making. And once you notice it, you'll start seeing the pain of paying being removed everywhere, on purpose. Casinos give you chips instead of cash, so betting feels like a game rather than losing real money. Buy now, pay later splits a purchase into 4 small, painless pieces. Gift cards spend like play money. One-tap checkout deletes the moment of decision entirely. None of these are accidents. They are all engineered to do the exact same thing, make spending hurt less so you do more of it. So here is the reframe that changes everything. If you've ever felt like you just don't have the discipline with money, listen closely. It was never a discipline problem. The whole system was built to numb you. And you don't beat a numbing problem with more willpower. You beat it by putting the pain of paying back where it belongs. You don't need more discipline, you need more friction. So add the friction back on purpose. First, use cash or a debit card for the spending you most often regret. When you can watch the money actually leave, you'll pause. Second, delete your saved card details from the apps you shop on, so every purchase costs you 30 annoying seconds. Third, wait 24 hours on anything you didn't plan to buy. Most wants quietly evaporate by tomorrow. And fourth, keep a running total of the day's spending somewhere you'll actually see it. Each one is a tiny break, and tiny breaks used daily beat willpower every time. And here is the upside, because this was never about depriving yourself. Take back just that $450 monthly leak and invest it instead. At a typical long-run return, that recovered money grows to roughly $247,000 in 20 years. Same income, same lifestyle. The only thing that changed is that paying started to register again, and the money you used to never feel became a fortune you can. Let's bring it home. The way you pay quietly rewrites how much you spend. Cash makes spending hurt, and that sting is a break. Cards and taps delay the pain until you can't feel it, so you spend more without ever noticing. It was never about willpower. It was always about friction. Put a little pain back into paying, and you don't just stop the leak, you turn it into real wealth. If this reframed the way you see that little tap, you'll love our breakdown on hedonic adaptation, why new stuff stops making you happy within about 90 days, no matter how much you spend. And remember, everything here is education, not financial advice. Real returns carry risk, so do what fits your own situation. Subscribe for more money ideas explained simply, and I'll see you in the next one.